Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. And today for you guys, this is another MCU review. I know we're keeping the ball rolling here. I'm trying to get as much done as I can before school starts back up. And I know technically the next thing is Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which I was going to watch it, but it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. And I said I'd rather watch the Guardians Holiday because it's only 45. So there you go. I'm out of order for one video, but you probably don't even care or know. Anyway, yeah, so the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special is, of course, written and directed by James Gunn, as he did the Guardians trilogy, and now he's the head, basically, of DC Studios, or DCU, right? So going into that, I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. You know what I mean? We got all this stuff going on. And I remember liking it when it released, but I remember it also being just kind of a little bit average. You know, like the Guardians trilogy, those movies are effing great. You know what I mean? They stand up on their own accord. They're great movies. They're practically some of the best, if not the best trilogy in Marvel's history. So going back to this, I was like, all right, I remember it being fun, but how does it hold up? Pretty well. It's not perfect, you know what I mean? As far as negatives, I really don't have too many, but you know, I do like the idea that it kind of starts out and kind of, you know, bookends. So it begins and it ends with like a little animated segment where it almost looks like anime, but it's like really bad anime. You know what I mean? Like it's like that that new Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim film, which for some reason I didn't review it, but it's good. It got pulled at theaters after like a day or something, but it was good. Some of the animation in that movie looked phenomenal, and some of it looked god-awful. And this beginning and end segment, I'll admit, for Marvel's seemingly infinite billions and trillions of dollars that they apparently have, it looks kind of bad. It's pretty rough. It's a little sharp on the eyes. You know what I mean? You're watching it like, ooh, like the animation's not too clean. Especially the end where like Yondu and Peter like hitting each other's elbows and he's scrunching his hair. It just looks really off-putting and a little awkward. But other than that, you know, you get right into Kraglin talking about Christmas and basically the whole story of this. Peter Quill had a pretty jacked up Christmas, so it seems. As a kid, he didn't really have a good time. Yondu was kind of, you know, Yondu was I wouldn't say a good father figure, but he was good and bad at the same time. More bad than good, but whatever. And Peter Quill kind of had a jacked up Christmas, right? So Drax and Mantis are like, hey, let's go on this adventure and let's give Peter a good Christmas. Let's make him have something, you know, good before Guardians 3 happens and hell breaks loose with that. So they're like, hey, let's get Kevin Bacon, right? Now, Kevin Bacon, I haven't seen really any of his films. He's in Footloose. I haven't seen that. I really don't have any plans on seeing that. Not my type of film. Maybe one day, who knows? I do know he's in X-Men First Class, so this is his second time being in Marvel, which is cool. But that's all I know him as. And yeah, they basically just go to Earth, and there's, you know, some fun little shots where, you know, Drax and Mantis are walking around wherever the F they are. It looks like Los Santos, wherever that, California probably. And yeah, it's in that area. And they're just kind of messing around and taking pictures, and, you know, funny hijinks ensue as most they do in these Guardians films. James Gunn, you know, he knows these characters and he knows how to make comedy. I think he's a weird guy, but he's a good director and a good writer, right? That I don't think you can really argue too much. He's a very, you know, excellent filmmaker and writer. So going into that, I was like, okay, how's this hold up? And yeah, you know, there's some weird jokes and there's some stuff that's, again, genuinely funny because he knows how to write this comedy. You know, so like when Drax thinks he's beating up some guy in the middle of the street, or you know, they go to the bar, or they just do all these random things. You know what I mean? I think that is funny. There's a lot of jokes. Mantis gets completely effing wasted, and that's kind of funny. And they try to go to Kevin Bacon's house, and then, you know, you do kind of see how Kevin's living, and then how shit goes sideways, and the Drax like busts through the freaking window, and Kevin Bacon calls the cops. He's going crazy, and they're, you know, Mantis and Drax are finding like candy canes and little elves, you know, Christmas decorations and stuff. And they're trying to, you know, capture them, and, you know, funny innocent humor like that, because Drax and Mantis don't know Earth, so they're a little bit, I guess, what's the word? More confused than your typical, you know, Peter Quill or even Rocket, really. Or Kraglin, I guess. But, yeah, so it is funny. It is entertaining. Not a whole lot happens. They just kind of go to Earth, go to Kevin's house, piss him off, kidnap him, and then bring him back to nowhere, the planet that they reformed, kind of, or the dead celestial head, whatever. And from that, you know, there is good humor. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of all there is to this. I mean, you know, we do get the revelation that Peter and Mantis are brother-sister. That was big. Again, it is funny, so it is very entertaining to watch. Apparently they went to a gay bar, which I never noticed in my first thing, so yeah, I guess that's woke, but it's not shoved down your face. So yeah, I mean, I know that was a big headline when it dropped, that, oh, gay bar. I didn't even, when I first saw this, I've never been to a bar, so I don't know what the hell they even look like, but I was like, oh, it's kind of weird, there's a lot of colors and lights, too much for me. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's woke, but it's not just shoved down your throat, so that it doesn't impact the story negatively, so that's not a negative, but, you know, I don't like woke stuff, but it's pretty hard to even, you know, unless you're like really looking for woke shit, you're probably not going to even really notice it that much because you're invested in Drax and Mantis. So yeah, I mean, it's not shoved down your throat, which is nice. But yeah, there's a lot of funny jokes and a lot of, you know, pretty good action, I guess. I mean, Drax and Mantis kind of beat up a bunch of cops, which feels a little bit off-putting that, you know, the heroes are beating up policemen and women that are just trying to do their job. But I get it, you know, they're shooting at it. This is, the cops in this special, I swear to God, they act like GTA cops, you know? Like, you know, in GTA where, like, you punch someone off the street, or, like, you know, you bonk someone with the butt of your pistol, and the cops immediately start effing shooting at you without, like, questioning. It's a video game, right? It's action, it's dumb fun. But, you know, that's what they do in GTA. You accidentally, you know, love tap a guy with your car, and they're, get out of the fucking ground! You know, they're shooting at. That's how it basically is in this special. You know, so it's a little weird, you know what I mean? It's a little weirder in Black Panther 2, where I think, like, Riri Williams, that's hard to say. I think she kills cops in that movie. We'll get to it when I review Black Panther 2. But, yeah, no, I mean, the barely action scene that's in this, it's fine, it's doable. This kind of beginning and ends with a song, which is also kind of cool. You know, you get wherever, I think the little band that sings to Peter in the beginning, they're like an actual band in makeup. I don't know their name, I forgot their name, but you know, it's fine. It's a funny Christmas song where, you know, the Terrans and the people of nowhere think Santa Claus is like a ninja, and he's, you know, got like a flamethrower, and he's like a killer, and he's an assassin, and he, you know, throws beans at you or whatever, stuff like that. It's kind of funny that it's like, you know, the twist on the lore, and Peter Quill's like, no, that's not right. You know what I mean? That's kind of funny. Again, I really like the joke where they kind of bring Kevin Bacon in like a box, and Peter's like, that's human trafficking, and they're like, you know what I mean? So that's kind of funny. I know, I always like that line. It's pretty effing funny. And then, of course, the end as well, where Kevin Bacon sings. He probably did sing. I didn't know he was a singer when I first watched this. Again, I've never seen Kevin Bacon in anything besides X-Men. So I don't know if he's like a professional singer, or if that's not him. I don't know. Tell me in the comments. I know nothing about the guy. But, you know, it was a good song. It was fine. You know what I mean? It's cool. But, you know, what this really, really succeeds in is being a fun, entertaining, hilarious thing, right? This is not the next, you know, major revelation type thing. It's a little more lore heavy and story heavy than, you know, say like I Am Groot, for example. But it's, you know, there are no crazy revelations where, besides the brother-sister thing, we're like, oh my god, wow, Thanos is back! You know what I mean? Or something crazy like that. No post-credit scene. It's just, you know, it ends and it ends. It's a Christmas special. Now, it's a Christmas special, but that doesn't mean it's for children. You know, most Christmas specials are for all age groups. This is still the MCU. There is still violence and swearing and you know, sex jokes and stuff like that. So it's definitely not like a kid-friendly thing. But, you know, if your family is you know, 12, 13, up, whatever. I mean, I don't speak for every parent, but I'm assuming, I know parenting's gone down the toilet now, but what do? I think that it's good. You know what I mean? It's not the best thing in the world, but it's fun. I love it for what it is. It's funny, it's action-packed to a degree, you know what I mean? I think it's got a good story, good heart. Again, it's a very heartfelt ending where, you know, Peter and Mantis kind of hug and you know, celebrate that they're related. Good song, you know, in the end, it's a catchy song, I guess. And it really, Christmas was over. I watched this, January, I don't know, why did I do that? January 6th, I think, you know what I mean, or the 7th, whatever the hell I watched it a few days ago. So, we're past Christmas, right? But it got me in the Christmas mood. You know, you get the lights, you get the presents, you get all the cheer. As much joy and cheer as you can get from, like, Nebula, for example. But, you know, it is still pretty funny. You know, Rocket gets Bucky's arm, so that's cool. So there's a little, you know, some Easter eggs in there, some references, which is nice. But it isn't, again, the most lore-heavy, story-heavy, action-heavy thing. This is more about being fun, funny, entertaining, and essentially, to sound cheesy, spreading holiday cheer, right? That's literally the point. It's a friggin' Christmas special. So I think it works, you know what I mean? Even when you don't watch it at Christmas, I think it still worked. I didn't, just because of this review series, and I was doing it in specific order. Again, Black Panther 2 comes out before this, but we're just swapping those two just for convenience sake for my part. I plan on getting Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Ant-Man 3, and Guardians 3 done before I start school on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, one of those two. You know, so, in the upcoming week I'll be starting school, so hopefully, you know, hopefully I'll still have some more free time to watch movies. I also want to watch the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies, which are like 18,000 hours each. But that's just for me. If you want me to review Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, I'll do that too. But yeah, make free content. What do you care, right? It's free content. All you gotta do is watch it. But yeah, I think it is interesting that we got this holiday special. I think it holds up. Nothing too crazy woke or bad. I guess they go to that bar, but again, it's hardly noticeable. It's funny. It's got some good jokes. The one action scene with the beat up cops, I guess it's well choreographed. It's funny because Mantis and Drax are pretty much it's like SpongeBob and Patrick. Except one's a girl, and it is kind of funny that you have these two characters that are pretty dumb, but they're well-meaning. It's like Patrick or Homer. They're stupid, but they mean well. They're not like horrible people, right? They're just dumb. Which can sometimes be the same thing, but in this case they're not. So yeah, Mantis is of course very cute, naive, stupid in a good way. Drax is just basically an idiot, but they mean well, and I think that's what makes this so endearing, is that you put these two characters in this crazy ass situation, and it's like when in the DCEU movie Wonder Woman 1. Which is one of my least favorite DC movies. Not a horrible film, just one of my least favorite. It's like when Wonder Woman meets like a girl with a puppy, and she's like, "Oh, look at the little puppy," or like she sees ice cream, and she's like, "What's that?" And Chris Pine is like, "Ice cream." She's like, "What?" It's like that, but actually enjoyable to watch in this. And yeah, I thought it was really fun. It holds up pretty well. Nothing else really to say on that. It's a fun little Christmas special. We find out Peter is related to Mantis. We get some good jokes, some good cameos, some good references, some decent songs. As far as negatives, I really don't have that many. The pacing is fine. I guess my only real negative is that not a lot happens, but that's more in line with what I wanted to happen versus what I got. What we got is all fine. It's good. There's nothing bad about what we got. But it would have been cooler to see, anything else than, Kevin Bacon. I know why they did it, because of the reference in the first film, and it all works. It's not like it doesn't work. But this, could have been taken in X many ways, and it didn't. That's not to say it's bad. What we got was fine. It's just like these, or this. People wanted Snoke to be your mom, and when it wasn't, they freaked out. So that's not how we as humans should review things. We should review things on what it is, not what we wanted it to be. So what we ended up getting with this, I feel, is pretty good. Would I have done something differently if I was James Gunn? Probably. But what we ended up getting was still really fun, a good Christmas special, put you in the holiday mood, even if it's not Christmas time. It's funny, it's endearing, it's got some good heart to it, and by the end, not to sound corny or cheesy, but I felt the warm fuzzies, And that's not because I was drinking hot cocoa. I genuinely felt, I was going to say something. I'm not going to say it because I get canceled, but I felt the warm fuzzies. I don't know why I did this when I said that. That was weird. But you know what I mean. I felt warm in the way, metaphorically, emotionally warm, and maybe a little bit physically too. I was under some covers, but you know what I mean. It was a good time. Anyway, tell me down below in the comments what you think about the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, Christmas Special. It's Merry Christmas, not Happy Holidays. Come on. And anyway, I did enjoy the special. If I were to give this like a 0 to a 10, I'd probably give it like a 9 or a 9.5. Nothing inherently awful about this. It's fun. It's lighthearted, and it's got some pretty good heart to it. So tell me down below in the comments what you think about this. Again, next we're going to be tackling Black Panther 2, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I might make a video soon about a rumor about potentially getting a new actor to play T'Challa via the multiverse, which is really funny and ironic. But yeah, I'll probably make a video on that because I want to get my opinion on there. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this, and next will be Black Panther 2, which I remember being not that fun. Better than the first one in terms of CGI and production value, but just kind of boring and slow and sad and depressing. But then you get Ant-Man 3 with MODOK and Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is a friggin' masterpiece. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to get to those. After Guardians 3, I'm going to take a little bit of a break from the MCU before getting to Secret Invasion. I just want to watch a few things for myself. Like I said, I want to watch Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I might want to just watch some stuff for myself. I'll probably have homework then. I also have to work on some games. I have other content I want to get out for you guys, some reactions. So, we're going to get to it all. Don't worry, we're almost at the end. But anyway, next will be Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I can't wait to review that one again. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.